Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Okay, so Venerable Sanghas, Alice, and the Dhamma friends, we'll resume our discussion on the connaissance, right? So we were in the connaissance group, and last week we discussed about the connaissance and the analytical states and all. So today we have to discuss these connaissance large and medium Pali table. So, but before discussing this, I would like to remind you as usual on memorizing the analytical states. That's very important because once we complete this set of analytical states for separate paccayas, separate conditions, we'll be looking at the 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 common conditioning state and the condition state, right? So to do that comparison, really, uh, we have to memorize it. If you don't do it, then it's going to be very difficult going forward, right? So please take some time, assign some time really to memorize them, right? So I'll tell you that the memorizing is not very difficult. It's we have to one is that we have to memorize some patterns only, right? So, I mean, there are certain patterns, and using those patterns, it's very easy to memorize. Right? So please uh, do your best to the uh, memorize the analytical states. So, so today we'll discuss this, start our discussion with the connaissance large and medium Pali table. So this is the Pali table. I hope that you all can remember that at the end of the connaissance small group in the paccayas, in the conditions, we discussed something called the connaissance small Pali table, right? Which is used to memorize and remember the Pali easily. So we are looking at the same kind of a table, which is applicable for the connaissance large and medium. So which means by using this table, we can memorize 8 paccayas, 4 from the connaissance large group and the other 4 from the connaissance medium group. So first one is, this is the first one, right? Wholesome supporting the wholesome. So that is indicated by this number 1. So kusalo, kusalassa, right here. This is the relationship which is shown here. Ku and ku. So the Pali, it comes as kusalo dhammo, kusalassa dhammasa, sahajāta paccayena paccayo. So this part, I think it's very easy for us to remember because we already did the similar kind of things in the Sahajāta small group. So kusalo dhammo, kusalassa dhammasa. What we have to remember is ad is the instrumental phrase, which is the Sahajāta paccayena paccayo. So first we do it like that. Kusalo dhammo, kusalasa dhammasa, Sahajāta paccayena paccayo. Like that for this part. Right. So after that, in the Pali, what we have here is kusalo eko khando tinnana khandana Sahajāta paccayena paccayo, and tayo khanda ekasa khandasa Sahajāta paccayena paccayo, dve khanda Vinnam khandanam Sahajāta paccayena paccayo. So which means in the first sentence it means one type of one wholesome aggregate supporting the 3 aggregates, and the second one is 2 aggregates supporting the 2 aggregates, and 3 aggregates supporting 1 aggregate, and the last line is 2 aggregates supporting the 2 aggregates. Right. Okay, so when we move into the table, so we see this relationship. We have the conditioned state here and the conditioned state in dative case in this side. So kusalo, now 1 aggregate is here. So that one aggregate supporting the three aggregates. Kusalo eko kando, tinnanang kandana, sahajata paccayana paccaya. Then we take this one, three aggregates supporting one aggregate. So tayo khanda ekasa khandasa sahajata paccayana paccaya. We have the final one. Dve khanda dinnang khandana sahajata paccayana paccaya. Right. So shall we recite it in the class like we do in Myanmar? Shall we recite this one? Can someone do it? Can you try also?
Oh, okay, but
Yes, good, we'll try. So first line, kusalo dhammo, kusalasa dhammasa, sahajata paccayana paccaya. Then you have to connect this.
okay. Kusalo dhammo, kusalasa dhammasa, sahajata bhajena bhajayo. And then ego.
Kusalo
Kusalo ego dhammo.
kusalo eko
Kando. Dayu.
no, tinnang
Idanang kandanang sahajada bhajena bhajayo. And then dayu kanda egasa kandanang sahajada bhajena
no,
bhajayo.
ekasa khandasa.
Egasa kandasa sahajada bhajena bhajayo. Dvi kanda Divinang kandanang sahajada bhajena bhajayo.
Yeah, so like that you have to pay attention to the singular and plural, right?
Okay.
Okay. So now we move into the second one, kusalo abhyakatassa, right? In the Pali we see kusalo dhammo abhyakatassa dhammasa sahajata paccayana paccayo kusala khanda chitta samutthānānaṁ rūpānaṁ sahajata paccayana paccayo, right? So here kusalo dhammo abhyakatassa dhammasa sahajata paccayana paccayo kusala khanda, right? Here it is kusala khanda chitta samutthānānaṁ rūpānaṁ. So here it's left, it's blank because no aggregates here, no mental aggregates here. So it directly connect this to chitta samutthānānaṁ rūpa. Kusala khanda chitta samutthānānaṁ rūpānaṁ sahajāta paccayena paccayo. Right. So next one, here is kusalo dhammo kusalasya cha abhyakatasya cha dhammasya sahajata paccayena paccayo. So here there are two types of conditioned states. Two types of conditioned states. Kusalo dhammo kusalasya cha abhyakatasya cha. So the particle cha is used to connect these two types. So here we have to recite, right? So here it's indicated at kubya, but we have to recite it at kusalo as kusalo dhammo kusalasya cha abhyakatasya cha dhammasya sahajata paccayena paccaya. Okay, so here in this explanatory sentence we have kusalo eko khando tinnanang khandānaṁ chitta samutthānānaṁ rūpānaṁ sahajata paccayena paccayo. So one aggregate supporting the three aggregates plus the mind-born materiality. Right? Yes. So then, okay, so kusalo dhammo kusalas. Okay, kusalo eko khando. Right here, have this. Here, kusalo khando eko khando. Kusalo eko khando tinnana khandana, and then you have to connect it to this part also, right? Chitta samutthānānaṁ rūpānaṁ, but because there are two types for the conditioning state, the particle cha is used, right? Particle cha is used. Chitta samuttananam cha rupanam, and when this nang and cha is connected, then it becomes nang cha with the nya sound. So kusalo eko khando tinnanam khandanam chitta samuttananam cha rupanam sahajāta paccayena paccayo. So the first line you have to connect it in this way. And then we have the other line. It starts from here. Tayo khanda ekasya khandasya chitta samuttananam cha rupanam sahajāta paccayena paccayo. And then we have the other Pali, Dve khanda dvinna khandanam chitta samuttananam rupanam sahajāta paccayena paccayo. So two aggregates supporting the two aggregates. Right. Yeah, I forgot to mention about the chittas. It's not just the two aggregates which are supported. The mind-born materiality is supported as well. Right. So in the table, in the Pali table, we have Tayo Kanda Ekasya Kandasya Chitta Samuttananam Charupanam. Right. And after that, we have Dve Khanda Dvinnam Khandanam Chitta Samuttananam Charupanam Sahajāta Paccayena Paccayo. Okay, so we are done with the first three enumerations for the Kusala terms, and these three, number 4, 5, and 6, which are applicable for the Akusala terms. The method is similar to the Kusala terms, right? So the only difference comes with the Kusala, the term Kusala becoming Akusala, right? And then we have the Abhyakato, Abhyakatas, right? So 5, 4, 5, 6 are done. Then we come to the Abhyakata, which is quite long. Right? So it starts with Abhyakato Dhammo, Abhyakatasya Dhammasya, Sahajāta Paccayena Paccayo. Right? So here you can do it very easily. And then we have the during life. So in the during life, we have this Pali starting from Vipaka Abhyakato, Kriya Abhyakato, and up to this part. Right? So the relationship is shown as the one type, the mental aggregates, which are resultants and functional supporting the mental aggregates and the mind-born materiality. So the relation, so that relationship is similar to the one which we learned in. The relationship and the Pali is similar to what we learned in the third enumeration for the Kusala terms. Right. So when we recite it by looking at this one, right? So Vipaka Abhyakato, Kriya Abhyakato, Eko Kandu, Tinnanam Kandana, Chitta Samuttananam Sarupana, Sahajāta Paccayena Paccayo. Then next one, Tayo Kanda, Ekasya Kandasya, Chitta Samuttananam Sarupana, Sahajāta Paccayena Paccayo. After that, we have Dve Khanda, Dvinnam Khandanam, Chitta Samuttananam Sarupana, Sahajāta Paccayena Paccayo. And after that, we have the materiality, the karma-born materiality, not just the karma-born materiality. At the rebirth linking moment, we have the same type of relationship, but the connection is given to the katattha sarupana, right? It's not given to it's given to the karma-born materiality, not the mind-born materiality. because mind-born materiality is not available in the moment of conception. Right? So the relation, the Pali is similar, only difference coming here. So in the Pali, after that, now this is the section for the rebirth linking movement. Right? And in the rebirth linking movement, there is this Pali as well. Kanda vattusa sahajata paccayana paccaya vattu kandanam sahajata paccayana paccaya. So the mental aggregates support the heart base, and the heart base support to the mental aggregates. So that's what it comes here. So this is number 1. This is number 2. Kanda vattusa vattu kandana. So after that, we have the materiality, the standalone materiality. Right? So the Pali starts with here. Right? Here, right? So 1 ekam mahabhutang tinnana mahabhutanam sahajata paccayana paccayo. One great element supports three great elements through connaissance condition. Tayo mahabhuta ekassa mahabhutassa sahajata paccayana paccayo. 3 great elements support 1 great element through connaissance condition, and dve mahabhuta dvinnam mahabhutanam sahajata paccayana paccayo. 2 great elements support 2 great elements through connaissance conditioning, and mahabhuta chitta samuttananam rupanam katatta rupanam upada rupanam sahajata paccayana paccayo. So the 4 great elements support the mind-born materiality, the karma-born materiality at the point of conception, and upada rupanam derived materiality through the connaissance conditioning. So this part we are going to learn. In the table we have to, it's not very, and so ekam mahabhutam tinnana mahabhutana. Then we have this one, tayo mahabhuta ekassa mahabhutassa. And then we have here dve mahabhuta vinna mahabhutana. Right, so that's the first part of it. Then we have to connect this one, mahabhuta chitta samuttananam rupanam. I think it is katatta rupanam. The cha is not applicable here, so it comes as katatta rupanam, and upada rupanam sahajata paccayana paccayo. Like, so this one is the first part, and this is the second part. Okay, so then we move into the other types, bahira, ahara, and samutthana. So the Pali is bahirang ekam mahabhutanam mahabhutam tinnana mahabhutanam sahajata paccayana paccayo. So like that it goes on. Right, and we have here the mahabhuta upada rupanam sahajata paccayana paccayo. So like in the previous one we had mahabhuta chitta samuttananam rupanam katatta rupanam. So that relation, that is not shown here. So we have this first in here, we have this kind of this is the topic, right, starting from this topic, and then the heading, I would say, and then it ends here. Right. So that So bahirang ekam mahabhutang, tinnan mahabhutana, then tayo mahabhuta, ekasa mahabhutassa. Then we have tayo mahabhuta, dinnan mahabhutana. And here really it's not shown this, it's very difficult to indicate here, right? So this mahabhuta, it comes from here really, right? So that one, mahabhuta, upada rupana, sahajāta paccayena paccaya. Right, so after that, so the same way, same theory, same method is applied for aharam, nutrient-borne materiality. Then for utu samuttanana, same theory, right? Same way it is given. So after that we have right, this is the ahara samuttana and utu samuttana. Right, so finally we have the asanya satta for the non-percipient beings. Right, so asanya sattang eka mahabhutana, the same pattern is there, right, for the relationship between the great elements. And in the final line, it comes as mahabhuta katatta rupanam upada rupanam sahajāta paccayena paccaya. So here we can see it, right? So like the previous cases, we connect this part in the usual method, and then we have to connect this phrase mahabhuta katatta rupanam upada rupana sahajāta paccayena paccaya, like that. Then we have the final two, ku bya bya and aku bya bya. So here kusalosa abhyakatosa dhamma abhyakatassa dhammasa sahajāta paccayena paccaya. And then we have kusala khandacha mahabhutacha citta samuttananam rupanam sahajāta paccayena paccaya. Kusala khanda means the mental, wholesome mental aggregates supports the wholesome mental aggregates, and the four great elements support the mind-born materiality. So here it's very straightforward. Kusalosa abhyakatosa dhamma abhyakatassa dhammasa. So we have to use the particle cha here, right? You have to add it here. And in this sentence, kusala khandacha mahabhutacha citta samuttananam rupana. Right here, cha is not applicable because there's only one type of condition states. So the same method for akusala akubhya bhya, right? For the ninth one also it's the same method as here. The only difference comes with the kusala becoming akusala, right? Difference is only here. Okay, so when you remember the patterns in this table, and if you can memorize this table really, you can very easily memorize the connaissance condition, the Pali for the connaissance condition. Right. So we know that there's a question. Okay, I don't know the answer, of course. May I know why there is no cha for the Mahabhuta Citta Samuttananam Rupanam Katatta Rupanam Upada Rupanam? So this Pali appears in two places, right? It appears in Okay, so this is the question. May I know where there is no cha for Mahabhuta, Chitta Samuttanana Rupana, Katatta Rupana, Upada Rupana? Under what condition there will be cha, please? Thank you. I don't know the answer. What she is asking is, yeah, this Pali. Why there is no cha particle appearing here in this Pali? And also there is another Pali for Asanya Satta also. The same pattern is there. There is no cha, even though there are few types of condition state connected. Yeah, but it came for here. Right, Dekhanda, Dinna, Kandana, Chitta Samuttanana, Sarupana, like that. It appears, the cha appears when there are two types of condition state for certain situations, but not for the two types of kamaja rupa. Not kamaja, and also the mind-born materiality also. There is another question. Dear Bante, for Asanya Satta, may I know how to understand Katatta Rupana, Upada Rupana, please? Does it mean karma as a rupa and derived materialities, or the derived materialities in karma as a rupa? Now the problem comes with, like, because there is no cha here. If you say derived materialities in Kamaza Rupa, then the Mahabhuta will not be accounted for. I'm sorry. I think it explains about this one, the derived materialities of Kamaja Rupa. I'm looking at the I'm checking the, in the commentary in the Kusalattika Pat, in the Pañhāvara, this is, it's not really explained here, because in the, there are 6 chapters before the Pañhāvara, the investigation chapter. So in the first, among them, in the first chapter, there is an explanation. There is an explanation. It says that the Upada Rupana, the derived materiality, is a Visesana. What do you call the Visesana in English? I don't know. It's an adjective. Yeah, it's an adjective for the Upada, for the Yeah, so it's an adjective for the two types of materiality. It's presented like where is this body? Yeah, so this is the Pali we are talking. Mahabhuta Chitta Samuttana Rupanam Katatta Rupanam Sahajāta Paccayena Paccayo. And the commentary, it says this Upada Rupana is an adjective for the Chitta Samuttanana and for Katatta Rupana. For both is Upada Rupana, the derived materiality becomes an adjective. So I think, okay, please translate also. Yes, I think based on the, like you asked what is the meaning of here, this one, the Upada Rupana, right? With the this I mentioned that this is the adjective for Katatta Rupana, Chitta Samuttanana Rupana, for these two. I mentioned that this is the adjective Chitta Samuttanana and Katatta Rupana. So, right, it connects to this one. So, I think, right, I assume, but I haven't, like, now you ask why there is no ch here. So even if this is the Upada Rupana is an adjective for both of the set, I mean for both of the Chitta Samuttanana and Katatta Rupana, maybe when we add the cha here, right? So when there is a cha here, cha, the cha comes here. I think it's not going to, it will not connect these two. Maybe this is a kind of a method to connect this, connect the adjective to both of these terms instead of using ch. Okay, so we have, we know that there are four other conditions which are applicable for the Sahajāta group. So so those three conditions really, three other conditions and four in total. So Nissaya, Atti, Avigata, right? So they also have the same Pali when it comes to Sahajāta, because for Nissaya there are different types of Nissaya, not just the Sahajāta Nissaya, right? The connaissance dependence. There are other types as well. For Atti, for the presence, and Avigata for the non-disappearance. That they have different types. Right? So they have different types. So in total, they have different types, different number of enumerations, right? So in the case of the Nissaya condition, there are 13 of them. Right? For the Atti condition, there are 13. And for Avigata, there are 13 as well. So I will assign you a small homework, right? So what you have to do is that, right? So what you have to do is that to go through Nissaya Ati and Avigata conditions, the Pali, right? So you have to go through the Pali for each of these conditions, 3 of them, and you have to figure out, you have to select the Pali which are applicable for the connaissance part of it. Say, for example, for this Nisaya Paccaya, so some of them are applicable for the connaissance and some of them are applicable for the other types of dependence, right? So you have to select what are the Pali which is applicable for the connaissance dependence, right? So like that, you have to do the same thing for Ati and Avigata too. Right. So with that, we have done with the connaissance large group. Right. We have done with them. And so what we have to do is to go to the connaissance medium subgroup. Right. So in the connaissance medium, there are 4 conditions. Right. Mutuality, anyamanya, the result, vipaka, and condition, sampayutta. It should be slightly Sanskritized. And connaissance disassociation, Sahajāta vipayutta. So what we really have to, I mean, when it comes to the Pali, it's quite easy for the connaissance. For the sampay, the first one is anyamanya, the mutuality condition. So what happens in the mutuality condition is that if one Dhamma, one condition state becomes, one condition state support another condition state, that conditioned state will support it reciprocally. It will support back, right? So that's what there is in the Anyamanya Paccaya, the mutuality condition. They support mutually, right? They support mutuality. So this is applicable with there are 3 enumerations. One is kusalo kusalasa, and akusalo akusalasa, and abhyakato abhyakatasa. Right? And we have 3 categories here: the period of life continuity at the moment of conception, and also the standalone materiality. Right? So, but wherever this mutuality is applicable, we have to pick them. Right? So the mutuality is really applicable in 3 points, really. Okay, I will explain later. Okay, first I will go through the analytical states, right, in general. So number one is that this is applicable wherever the 4 mental aggregates are supporting each other, right? When they are supporting mutually, it's applicable. So it's applicable in the moment of conception and during life continuity. This is the first part of it. Right. And this one, the second one, is the 4 great elements which are supporting mutually, and it's applicable for all 7 types of materiality, right? So that is at the moment of conception, karma produce, external, nutriment produce, temperature produce, non-percipient beings, karma produce, and during life, karma produce. And then we have the mental aggregates at the moment of conception in the 5-fold existence, and which it supports the heart base, and the heart base support the mental aggregates, right? So that's this mutual support of these two types of states. There's a third part, right? So this mutuality, the condition, the mutuality, it's applicable for, there are 3 enumerations there, right? One is kusalo, right? 3 are there, right? Kusalo kusalasa, akusalo akusalasa, and abhyakato abhyakatasa. So what we have to really do is to pick where this is there, right? Wherever it's there from this table. And we really don't need to memorize or study anything special when it comes to the Pali with this. So we said kusalo kusalasa, so it's applicable here, right? So wholesome supporting wholesome, which means the mental aggregates, wholesome mental aggregates supporting each other, right? I mean, without looking at the Pali, now we can really construct the Pali for the mutuality condition, right? So how we do it? Kusalo dhammo, kusalasa dhammasa, anyamanya paccayena, paccayu. Anyamanya is the term for the mutuality. Then kusalo eko kando, tinanang kandanang, anyamanya paccayena paccayu. Tayo kanda, ekasa kandasa, anyamanya paccayena paccayu. Dve kanda, dinnang kandana, anyamanya paccayena paccayu. So just we need to remember this relationship, and also the analytical states are the same for kusalo kusalasa as in the connaissance condition. So we know that for the second one, right, it's the wholesome aggregate supporting the mind-born materiality, and this is not applicable. The mutuality is not applicable, so it's not there. And for the third one, right, third one is wholesome aggregates supporting the wholesome and the indeterminate. So what it happens is the wholesome aggregates, mental aggregates, they support these aggregates and also the mind-born materiality. But I mean, in this relationship, right, there are two things combined, right? The first and the second one, the first enumeration and the second enumeration, both of these two are combined in the third one. Kusalabhyakato in kusalo kusalabhyakatasa. So it's combined here. But the relationship ku and ku, this inside this really, when the wholesome aggregates are supporting the wholesome aggregates, it consists of the mutuality condition, right? But in the indeterminate aggregates here, the mutuality condition is not there, right? The mutuality condition is not there here. So that's why this, because it's not there, that the mind-born materiality. So that's why the mutuality condition is not applicable for this third one too. So for the case of the three akusala terms, right, so we mentioned that the method for the akusala term is the same as for the kusala term. So here, for the fourth enumeration, which is akusalo, akusalasa, this mutuality is applicable, but not for the fifth and the sixth enumerations. Right. And okay, so that's regarding the whole these terms for this six, only 1 and 4 is applicable. But for the abhyakato abhyakatasa, we need to select certain portions, certain parts to get the mutuality condition, right? So what we have to really consider is this part of this table where the mutuality is applicable, right? So during lifetime, the mental aggregates, right? The two types of mental aggregates, the wholesome and the resultants and the functional, they support each other, right? So this part we take it, right? But it supports the mind-born materiality, but it's not applicable for the mutuality. So this we omit, right? So all of these we omit, right? So same case with here also. At the moment of conceptions, the mental mind, they help each other, mutuality. And for the case of the the mental aggregates and heart base, The mutuality is there with these two, right? The mental aggregates and heart base supporting at the point of conception. It's there. And for all the 7 types of materiality which are mentioned here, there are 4 great elements are supporting mutually. So the mutuality condition is applicable here, right? But not with the derived materiality and all, right? So this Pali is not applicable here, right? So we consider only this part. Okay, so we know, and that's all, right? So for 8 and 9, it's not applicable for the mutuality condition. Okay, so I will not go through the Pali and translate it. So that is part of your homework too, right? So this, the Pali here, from here, the Pali, please go through it and study, right? Because it's same Pali, right? Certain parts of them are eliminated. So I'm not going to go through it. Right. Shall we quickly go through the analytical states? So for kusalo, kusalasa, and akusalo, akusalasa, these two I'm not going to discuss because it's the same with the connaissance condition, this part. But here, for the abhyakatas, I need to break it down a little bit. So when the mental aggregates are supporting the mental aggregates, we have to only consider the components, constituents, right? The resultant and the functional mental aggregates, right? Both sides for conditioning states and the condition states. The constituents are coming here. And for here, at the moment of conception, so it's given as reciprocally to the mental aggregates and heart base. So the 19 rebirth linking consciousnesses are there, and the 35 mental factors are there. And we have the mental aggregates that are both constituents and assemblats, right? And also the heart base is there. So what is really here is that I think there is an error. No, there is no error, so we can continue. So we have this set of dhammas here. So when they reciprocally support the mental aggregates, and also the mental aggregates, they support the heart base, right? So when it is supporting the heart base, it supports as a whole. So that's why it is given as for the mental aggregates, constituents, and assemblats. And here we have the heart base also. It support to the mental aggregates from this side, right? So we see the mental aggregates in the conditioning states and also the heart base. I'm sorry, we see the mental aggregates in the conditioned states and also the heart base. It's also included in the conditioned states. Right. And then we have the standalone materiality. So it's supporting reciprocally for the 4 great elements for the 7 types of materiality. It's very straightforward. Okay. So from with that we have completed the mutuality condition 2. So because
Ah.
it's getting late, the questions I think we can discuss next week. Please note down your questions. Okay, so we share the merits which we accumulated by learning, teaching, and discussing this Dhamma, this profound Dhamma to all beings.
接下来呢，我们一起来做一下功德回向，把我们听课、学习、分享佛法的善业功德呢，一起呢做一个回向和发愿。
Paccaya-niddesa ca Bhummatta Devanaga Mahitthika Punyantang Anumoditva Chirang Rakkantu Sasanam Paccaya-niddesa ca Bhummatta Devanaga Mahitthika Punyantang Anumoditva Chirang Rakkantu Desanam Paccaya-niddesa ca Bhummatta Devanaga Mahitthika Punyantang Anumoditva Chirang Rakkantu Mang Parang Idammi Ñātīnaṁ Hotu Sukhitā Huntu Ñātayo Idammi Ñātīnaṁ Hotu Sukhitā Huntu Ñātayo Idammi Ñātīnaṁ Hotu Sukhitā Huntu Ñātayo Imina punya kammena mame bala samagamu satan samagamu hotu yavani bana pattiya yang patantang kusalang tassa anubhavena panino sabbe saddhamma rajassa nyatva dhammang sukhavahang papunantu visuddhaya sukaya patipattiya asoka manupayasang nibbana sukhamuttamang chirang tittatu saddhammo dhamme hontu sagarava sabbepi satta kalena samma devo pavassatu Yatharakkinsu purana surajanu tatevimang raja rakkatu dhammena attanova pajang pajang imaya dhammanu dhamma patipattiya buddhang pujemi imaya dhammanu dhamma patipattiya Dhammang pujemi imaya dhammanu dhamma patipattiya sanghang pujemi addha imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadhi maranam ha parimuccissami idamme punyang asavakkaya vahang hotu Idamme punyang nibbanassa paccayo hotu mama punya bhagang sabba sattanang bhajemi te sabbe me samang punya bhagang labantu Buddha sasanang chirang tittatu Buddha sasanang chirang tittatu Buddha sasanang chirang tittatu sadhu sadhu sadhu